Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So last week I told you I was going to take you into my apartment and give you an apartment tour, and that's what we're going to do in this video. So I live here in the Replica building in Kruševac for 350 euros and about another $100 or 90 euros for all the bills: electricity, heating, trash, internet, everything, you name it. It's about 450 euros. But for that money, I also get a very nice grocery store and quick access to my bank. There's also a garage underneath, so if I wanted to pay additional, I could rent a parking space as well. So it's a nice feature to have, a nice option. But at this price range, we're at the very upper limit for most people here in Kruševac. So there are other apartments here that are a little bit bigger for much more money, but they're not renting. They've been on the market for about 6 months and no one's rented them. So there's just not the money here for anything more than 350 euros per month. For example, if my landlord tried to raise my rent, I would move immediately, and I would just get a bigger place, because there are slightly older buildings here in Kruševac where I could get maybe 100 square meter apartment for not much more. So I'm going to take you inside and show you the building. So if we ever need anything heavy to be brought upstairs, there's shopping carts, and you can just take it upstairs as long as you return it. It should be fine. So the building is secure with a key fob. So, and there's surveillance as well. There's surveillance all over because there's the casino. And here we have nice new mailboxes in Belgrade. I didn't have a locking mailbox. I didn't get anything stolen, but I didn't have a locking mailbox. So you could leave rent in here if you want, for example. They're real secure. So it would be nice if you lived here and you're going somewhere and you just left the rent for your landlord in there. They could come in and get it. And then there's an elevator lobby as well. Not super fancy, but not bad either. So all the lights, they don't turn on until you walk directly underneath of them. And then we have stairs to the parking garage. I'm not going to take you down there, but it does exist. And then here's our elevator. In Belgrade, I kind of had an elevator that was always breaking down randomly. One time I had to bring all my groceries to the 6th floor, and it was kind of hell. So it's nice to have a nice new elevator. The reason why it kind of looks like this is because people are still moving in until they rent or sell all the apartments. They're not going to remove the protector, because that's what it's doing. It's protecting the elevator from people moving in. And nice doors. These doors are actually very secure. There's pegs in the other side of the door as well. I don't know why, because I don't think you could really kick in these door hinges, but it's also very secure there. So when you enter the apartment, there's a foyer for your shoes and your jacket, and shoes can go in here. Right now this is full of shoes. We just leave out the ones that we use, and these are all my jackets. And then there's cleaning supplies in here. There's room for a mop. It goes back there. So it's actually quite large, but the door, it's kind of awkward because of the space here, and they have to use the interphone. There's not enough space for 2 doors, so you kind of have to like reach back in there. But other than that, it's great. So behind there's a radiator, and there is my MTS internet, full fiber optic to the apartment. Very, 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 very fast. It's almost no latency to the US. Great service. 1 gig down, 400 megabits up that you actually get that speed. It's $25 a month for the first year, and then it's $50 per month. But that comes with a static IP, and it's a business SLA. It's a business account. It's not a consumer account. So my service has never ever gone out. With SVB, my service was going out around 2 a.m. Almost nightly when I first moved in. And that's when I was trying to work, so it was kind of annoying. My SVB got better over time in Belgrade, but my MPS has never failed me so far. So here is the foyer, the shoes, and here's the bathroom. So it's a shower, there's no bathtub. I kind of miss having a bathtub because I like to relax at night in hot water, but it's okay. I have a color coding thing going on with the hangers. They're in the bedroom, there's only black, and in the bathroom we only use these green ones to indicate these are bathroom hangers, so they don't get mixed up or you know, sometimes hangers will go missing. I don't like that. So I have a system. All the hangers match everywhere. If there's not a matching hanger, I throw it out in the garbage. Here's our towels that we roll up after they're washed. The toilet's pretty cool because it floats, so there's nothing underneath of it. So when you mop, you can mop under the toilet. It hangs off the wall. It's very modern. So I thought having a washer and not a dryer would be a big issue, but it's actually not. It's actually very easy just to unload, and you just have to hang up the clothes, and then you just leave the fan on overnight so there's no mold that grows, but they are dry by morning or at least the afternoon. And if I was to hang them outside, they would dry even faster. So I never thought I could live without a dryer, but I can, and this place has taught me that I can. So the water heater recycles very quickly because it's new. Here's the sink and a medicine cabinet, and there I am, electric toothbrush, and there's a trash can that we use from Lidl, just Lidl bag. And then we have a towel warmer. This gets very hot, so this bathroom gets very warm in the winter. We had a very light winter last winter, so we use this every day, but it will heat up the whole room. And it's good to turn on if you have a lot of clothes in here to help dry your clothes as well. If you're to hang socks or wet underwear here, they'll dry very, very quickly if this is on. So this is part of the central heating. This is not electric, so steam comes in, and steam recycles through all of our radiators. So we do pay an extra $30 a month for heating, but in the wintertime, like it's set it and forget it. So with electric heaters, I don't want to leave those on when I'm not in the house, especially if I go away for a few weeks. I wouldn't want to leave those on because I wouldn't want to create a fire hazard. So I'm probably just going to stick with the building heating and just pay for it year round, and not try to save some money during the summer. So here is the bedroom, and the bed, it's a memory foam mattress, very comfortable mattress. The landlord did a very good job selecting that mattress. It's just firm enough. It's memory foam. It's very comfortable. It's much more comfortable than Belgrade. What I like about this bed in Belgrade, if you look at my tour video, I had like an old lady bed where my feet kept bumping into the edge of the bed. I don't know why they had something on the edge of the bed when we're in Serbia, because Serbs are so tall. But this bed doesn't have that, and I'm much more comfortable in this bed than I ever was in the Belgrade bed. There's storage everywhere. There's armoires. There's storage under here. There's storage all over. That one goes back further than you can see, so that one's also quite large. We have jackets and summer clothes and whatnot in here. This pulls out, and it's a drawer, and I put just different sheets and whatnot in there. I have 2 chairs, one here just to throw clothes on or whatever, sit in, sit in, or like if I just undress, just throw clothes on if I come in. Socks, I don't have a dresser drawer in here, so I just put all my socks in this plastic bin, and it works fine. So there's 2 Ethernet ports. There's one there, and there's one there that goes back to the MPS router, and they both work. So if I want to plug in my laptop to Ethernet, I can, or maybe have a VoIP phone in here too. I'm not going to mount anything to the walls because I don't buy TVs, but you could mount a TV here and then have it plugged in, and your streaming would be very, very quick. Because wired Ethernet is always better than Wi-Fi, hands down. So here is the whole bedroom. It exits onto a terrace. It does not have an air conditioner in here, but that's okay. So we're going to go into the living room, and this is what it looks like. We have a Xiaomi Smart Scale and another radiator. What I like about this radiator is it has an electrical plug right next to it, so if we get any mosquitoes in here, we absolutely can't smash them on the walls because it's all white. But what we do is we just turn on the, I have like an industrial grade bug zapper with a UV light, and we just set it on top of here and plug it in, and it gets rid of everything in like an hour, so it's perfect. So this is where I work from remotely and run my little Serbian company from. I have a 2K monitor. Got a really good deal on that. The colors, you probably can't tell, but the colors are kind of not so great on it. It's not very color accurate, but it's a 2K monitor for only 150 euros, which was a great deal because I do a lot of data analysis, and so I don't really need color accuracy because I'm not really creative. If I need color accuracy, I just bring it over to my MacBook Pro monitor. But if I'm doing stuff that requires like analysis of a lot of data, I always do it on my 2K monitor. I have a VoIP phone. I have a light that reflects off the wall, and it gives a very nice effect on the Zoom calls that I do with clients. You probably are wondering why I have shirts here. These shirts are like my Zoom uniforms. I have more, but I took them out for the video. But I have like 4 shirts here, and I rotate them. And whenever I have to do a Zoom call, I just throw one on and throw some water in my hair. And I get on Zoom in like my pajamas, and the client thinks I'm dressed very professionally, but the secret is not to wear these outside or try to wash them. Only wear them when you're on Zoom with a client, and they'll always look new. So the couch, it has storage underneath of it. It pulls out. And it can become a big bed. It's very wide. It comes out to like here. But I can also I store all my luggage under here and travel gear and travel backpacks and whatnot. It's all under the couch, so it has a good amount of storage. There's a lot of storage under here as well. I'm not going to open them, but we have a gimbal, a drone, 4K camera. We have a Xiaomi smart speaker that was in the bedroom. So here is another workstation as well. And then here's my view. And then it exits out onto the terrace. And the terrace is great, but I don't use it very often. Maybe I will, because the little metal furniture, the outdoor furniture you can buy at garden stores is real cheap. It's like maybe 30 euros for the table and 20 euros for each chair. So under 100 euros, I could sit outside and enjoy the weather. I probably will in the summertime, but it's still kind of cool here, so I'm not. We have a new air conditioner, Agree, very good quality. Here it is. Comes with a remote. So yeah, this little place is great. I've turned around some of the photos just for privacy reasons, but other than that, we don't really have a TV. We don't watch TV here, so TVs are kind of like idiot boxes. I don't want to pay for cable because I don't want to pay for stuff I never ever watch. So we don't have a TV, so we kind of just have to use the space in a different way. So yeah. So here's the kitchen. Everything's built in. So we have everything, but you can't see it, which is nice. So we have a LED lighting system underneath, which is a nice touch. That came with the apartment. I didn't install it. We have electricity. We have a oven as well, and it opens and just is a regular oven. So here you lift this up, and the storage comes with my blender. I'm really into making smoothies, so I have a really top quality professional blender. I have a review on my channel. You might want to watch it. It's a good blender. I bought off Kruševac for 120 euros, and it's comparable, if not exactly the same, as a Vitamix. And a Vitamix in the US is like $600, and this was 120 euros shipped to my door. And I had a Vitamix in the US, and it's exactly the same, I can tell you. It crushes ice like no one's business. So here is a rice cooker. So I needed a rice cooker, and I went with a friend to block 70 in Belgrade, the Chinese block, like the Chinese mall. And I bought a rice cooker, and they wanted 8,000 dinar for it. And my friend said I should bargain them down, but I said no, let's just give them their money. And I'm glad I did, because come to find out, I can't pronounce the name, but this is one of the best rice cookers you can buy in the whole world. Little did I know. So it's never failed us. I can cook soups, I can cook rice, I can cook chicken in there if I want to, and it doesn't really burn it, so it's nice. And just more storage space up here. And then, you know, it's nice to live in abundance here in Serbia, because we have green markets, we have grocery stores, we have farmers that bring stuff into town and sell it. I buy this coffee here at a Russian store here in Kruševac, and this is 350 dinar for 200 grams or 100 cups, and it's really good instant coffee. This would well be over 1,000 dinars, or even, it would probably be 1,500 dinars at Maxi, or any other store, but this is the only coffee I'll drink. I usually don't like to drink cheap coffee, but 1,500 dinars for instant coffee is kind of insane as well. So I just buy this and it works really good. And as you can see, just plates and cups are in here. And under here we have a hot water heater as well. So we have hot water in our sink. It's a nice touch because in Belgrade, I did have hot water in my kitchen, but I did not have hot water in my bathroom sink. It was kind of annoying to shave with, but I just made do with it. We have a ceramic sink, so it's not that crappy little metal sink that you usually see here in Serbia. It's a good quality sink, so it doesn't. It's not loud when you do the dishes. And my Belgrade apartment, the water, if you put it on high, it would spray everywhere. Even though it had one of those little protectors, it was never quite right. So I'm glad to kind of live in a better apartment with a better kitchen. So here is a dishwasher. The status light projects on the floor. It's not on right now, so you can't see it. But here is the controls for the dishwasher. And it's all built in. So like when everything's clean and everything is closed up, everything's very nice. So we have a stove here, and under here we just store our pots and knives, and we have a lot of cooking supplies. I eat out a lot, but sometimes we cook at home too. So there's alcohol here, but it's only because friends have gifted it to me. I don't really drink alcohol that much, but recently I had kind of a craving for rum for some reason. I think it was the molasses I was actually craving. And I bought this a month ago, and you can see there's barely any. But I like to mix that with the drinkable yogurt that they have here in Serbia. It's like sweet strawberry drinkable yogurt. You can buy 1 liter of it very cheap. And I like to mix in some rum sometimes, but not too much. So our refrigerator is also built in, and as you can see, we have an abundance of food here in Serbia. No one goes hungry. We have jams from the village. These are homemade. Most of them, except for one, is store-bought. But we have all kinds of Zova. I like Zova a lot. Very good drink. We have fresh sausages. We have dates from Iran. You couldn't really buy dates from Iran in the U.S. due to sanctions, but these are really, really good dates, and they're not expensive. They're $2 for like a whole pack of them. So I'm glad that I live here in Serbia. I'm not in the U.S. anymore because you have some unique options, I'll say. So here's a freezer, and I didn't have ice in Belgrade, but I do here in Kruševac, and so I can just scoop up ice and put it in the blender and make smoothies. We have frozen strawberries, and we have frozen blueberries and frozen vegetables as well. So plenty of food, an abundance of food, and yeah, so this is my apartment for 2023. I hope you like it. If you come to Serbia and you think Belgrade's too expensive, I would really recommend going to Subotica, which is in northern Serbia, because Subotica, it's closer to Hungary, and so you can access Budapest really easily. Because living in Subotica might get a little bit boring. Living in Kruševac is not Belgrade, but it's like 10 times less cost as well. So if you lived in Subotica, it's almost as cheap as here in Kruševac, but you have quick access to Budapest, which might be a nice option for some people, especially if you like thermal baths or you want to go to the EU or something like that. Then Subotica is still cheap. Niš, NIS, Serbia, is near Kruševac. It has an international airport, so that might be a nice option as well. I probably wouldn't recommend coming to Kruševac unless you have some reason to. It's relatively a small town, very nice people, and there's a lot of people here, but there's not a lot to do here. So unless you work remotely or you're trying to build a business and you need to focus, I would recommend Subotica, Niš, or something like that. I wouldn't recommend Novi Sad. Novi Sad actually just flooded, believe it or not, really bad. So yeah. So anyways, here is the final tour of the place. It's about 10 square meters smaller than my Belgrade apartment. It only has one terrace, but I have everything new. my elevator doesn't break down anymore randomly, and I have a grocery store right underneath that's good price. You know, sometimes I had a grocery store maybe a block or two away in Belgrade, but it was very expensive, and most of the stuff they sold was like junk food because it was so small. They had to like only sell the most profitable stuff. And this Universal Export underneath of us, it has everything, including live fish. So it's a full grocery store. We also have a Lidl. I think we have 2 Lidls here in town, and also a Maxi. And we have 2 farmers markets or green markets that I know of. So the diversity of food here in Kruševac, it's actually very good. So if you are tired of paying too much for rent in the US or the EU, come to Serbia. It's a great place to stay. You can get a residence permit relatively easily here, and that sets you up for citizenship. So hopefully I'll get my citizenship in just maybe 2 more years, hopefully maybe 3. And then I can't wait to become a Serbian citizen. I'll be so proud because I don't like how the world is going, and that's why I choose to live here, because people leave me alone here. You know, people like me here, so I like living here. I like living amongst Serbs. Serbs are some of the most genuine and kind people I've ever met in my life. Thais are also very nice as well, but Serbian people, they're very warm. They're very nice, believe it or not. So come to Serbia and get an apartment, and if you have a U.S. passport, you can stay here for 90 days before you decide what you want to do. But I would definitely come and check it out. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now.